in the room. Intros, please.
Welcome back to How We Roll podcast. We are playing the Death House, and we are approaching. And I really hope we're approaching Endgame. I didn't expect last episode to go on quite so long. I hope you enjoyed it. So the Death House is the prelude to Curse of Strahd, which will be starting very soon. And I'm joined by four fabulously annoying players. Let's start with Owen. How are you doing tonight, Owen?
Hi guys, it's Owen and I'm playing Saf Torngage, the level 2 rogue halfling posing as a bard. No, I'm bored.
Are we doing this from like most
say-
annoying to least annoying?
You're not bored. You're bored having to do the intro again every 45 minutes or 2 minutes to an hour.
You know you don't have to do the same intro every time. Like you can mix
It's
it
just
up.
easier than trying to think of another one.
Okay.
We're playing over a 3-hour period. I haven't time to be thinking of witty stuff all the time. That's drunk Owen, not sober Owen. This is tough for me.
And saying that, as someone who's going to go up at 6 o'clock tomorrow, I really need to stop drinking. Anyway, before I get too distracted by my maker's mark, Dave, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Dave, as has been introduced many times this evening. I'm playing Ulrich Godzan Hochnacher, who has discovered that despite his best intentions, at least the player's best intentions, he's reverted to his player's regular role as asshole of the group.
Dave, murder hobo extraordinaire.
Yeah.
And thank God for Aaron, who has prevented every single time. Aaron, do you want to introduce yourself or your character? Or
You're
both?
Hi guys, you know me. I'm Aaron, and once again I am trying to keep this ragtag group of ruffians and idiots together, and to prevent them from killing every NPC we encounter in the game. And I'm doing that with the character that I play, who is Sulfurex, the Dragonborn Paladin.
And last, and by no means least, we have Niall. How you doing, Niall? Who are you playing tonight?
I am still playing Voron Ilar. He's not dead yet, so that's always a step up.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and believe it or not, he's still a wizard. So that's where we are. He's looking at a weird picture at the moment. Not sure what to think of it.
Don't even want to know. This is the advantage of playing on Skype is no one knows what you're actually doing while you're meant to be listening.
Well,
And
you
on
know,
that
when
note-
you're sitting like that, it's pretty obvious that you're not paying attention.
So on that
won't
note,
happen
last episode, Voron had disappeared upstairs and had seen something he really wished he hadn't. Meanwhile, the other three characters had gone over to the Archmage Vincent Archon to taunt him and try and get some more information. Being the Archmage he was, he revealed no more than the fact that if they... that he believed that they had murdered his wife, and that in the morning the City Watch are going to arrive and arrest them all for murder. Dave's character Ulrich got kind of perturbed by this and almost tried to kill him, and he was dragged out the room, kicking and screaming by Saf and
I think I was more
Sulfurex working together.
slightly annoyed and bemused that, you know...
Yeah, sorry. The
there's
image
no
there
delay.
was of you as a toddler. Not at all. You're kind of a burly dwarf, really trying to kick and scream on your way out there.
And he's really, really tired.
They decided to head upstairs after meeting Vor and discovering the relationship between the Marquis de Beneficia and Belladonna de... I was going to say Belladonna de Strange, but no, Belladonna Arcad. Interestingly, Saf, hiding at the back of the group as they were heading up the stairs, heard the sound of something mechanical, which he believes may have been the dumbwaiter. They finally reach the top floor and enter the master bedroom to find the Marquis's body, completely headless, blood everywhere, dead upon the floor. And they began to pull the dumbwaiter back up. Saf found some nice loot. They looked out the window and saw the mists, or some mists, had basically spread across the gardens and is reaching past the ground floor. And I think we left it when the dumbwaiter had reached the top floor filled with blood. I think that's where we're going to start tonight's episode.
We're going to leave tonight's episode.
That's
Thank
it,
you
we're
for
done.
listening. Goodbye. Okay, so
So, is there any blood trail?
Oh, sorry, I've
around?
missed one thing. And they also they'd noticed
The
a picture
picture.
by the dumbwaiter, which an ancient picture, probably 100 years old, and it depicts the cult who originally worked out of this house, killing and maiming dozens, if not hundreds, of people. And when they looked closer, they saw each of their closest ancestors, be it father or mother or grandfather, grandmother, as they would have been 100 years ago, in this picture, as if either there's some strange illusion going on, or their ancestor was actually part of this cult. And that's where we're going to start.
Can I do like an Arcana check on it to see if it is some kind of illusion?
Yeah, sure. Give me an Arcana roll.
Oh, 25.
Okay, so you kind of do your various okay, without casting a spell detect magic. There's only certain things you can gain, but you're pretty sure that first of all this is not magical, and second of all it is an older painting that has been unaltered. So this seems to be pretty genuine.
Hey guys, do you know any of the people in this picture? Because that's my fucking granddad right there.
Or as an elf, it's probably your dad actually.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. My granddad's probably still alive, and his fucking my great granddad.
I was gonna say this is only 100 years old.
Yeah.
Oh
This
wait, it's me.
This could be you. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm less than I'm more than 100 years old.
Yeah.
It could be a
Is that-
brother or something.
That is my father. Ooh. Yes.
Other
I-
brother, sister.
I need a nod from Joe or a shake of the head.
Not your brother. It's father. I'd say father or grandfather or grandmother or mother. It can be either.
Oh,
Brother.
is that his?
No.
My grandmother. She just died.
Yeah, that kind of looks like an uncle of mine. I mean, yeah, pretty
wait.
sure that's Crazy Dave.
Crazy day.
I kind of look at the painting and this is not right, but it does seem to check out. And I kind of like look at it, and it does look familiar to me, but I couldn't put an exact finger onto exactly who it was. But it does look like someone that I could be well related to.
Yeah, lizards, they all look alike.
Yeah.
Well, it's the big hood on, and it's hard to tell, you know.
Oh God, lads. I'm even uncomfortable
Anyway.
with fantasy racism. Come on now.
Race trader.
Seriously, that is literally my favorite moment on on our podcast. I've never laughed so much ever.
For
I
anyone
think
on
I-
YouTube
after I
who's seeing
said
this
it-
for the first time, please explain what we're talking about.
I was gonna say
no,
you'll
let's
just have
not.
you'll just have to listen to our backlog for that.
Just like
Hashtag not a racist, which makes us
when-
super racist.
when I said it, like I just remember everyone just going, and then it was just like everyone just burst out laughing.
Peals of laughter. Yes.
That was Aram's game with us. He now plays with legit Wizards of the Coast Chris Perkins.
He actually plays with Chris Perkins, so we are 1 degree of separation from Chris Perkins.
I wish
I
I
knew
knew
who
that was.
Let's
Seriously.
let's continue with the game and actually play D&D.
Mm.
Guys, what should we do? Belladonna is gone, I'm assuming, to her husband in the kitchen, so that's
There's-
probably not good.
There's no blood trail moving away from the bed, because obviously if there's a head missing, you would expect the blood trail to be associated.
Yeah, like there's blood all over the floor. Yeah, what kind of thing are you looking for?
Like a definitive trail that leads somewhere.
Like a drag mark of a head.
Or not
like-
even a
like-
drag mark, but maybe drips.
Drips. Yeah. Now that you kind of look, I mean, the floor is covered in dust and there's rugs and shit everywhere. Like it's a pretty posh, nice room. You could imagine there's a blood trail going from the body, possibly to the dumbwaiter. Yeah.
And I mean,
Oh, dear.
you already said the dumbwaiter itself, the sort of interior of it was extremely bloody.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Just wanted to clarify.
Well, I think I've paid for head before, but I've never ordered it via dumbwaiter.
Can you guys
Guys-
give me a perception roll, please?
Okay.
Oh,
As that's
'cause
going,
they
can I
have
just-
been going well for me.
Yeah, go for it. Sorry, Saf. Do you want to jump in before we do the
Just,
perception
no,
rolls?
well, we can roll about talk. Guys, like, we're kind of faffing around. What about our poor, host? I know he hasn't been the best host, but he may be, the next head to roll,
That is what I was saying. She's
Zeba-
disappeared. Wow, we
Zeba-
got some fucking good perception there.
The bastard
Okay.
burned off my beard. He can rot in the darkest level of hell.
So, Saf, what did you roll?
Crit success.
Very nice. So 20, Silvarix,
18.
Eric,
got-
16.
and Voron.
I got 20. Not a crit. Though.
Okay. So, all of you hear the sound of slow, heavy, stumbling footsteps coming up the stairs.
I don't like this. Either she killed her husband or she freed him, but he wants to kill us, so we're in fucking trouble, guys. Can I edge over to the door and kind of look out to see if I see anything?
So you kind of open the door, and from the angle you would be at from the door, you can just see the top of the stairs, but you can't see down them. I would say that probably from the sound of it, the footsteps have just reached the second floor, and they're heading up towards the third, but
Can I see anything in the reflection of the mirror, maybe back down further?
not yet.
Damn it.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so I kind of backed into the room and I was like, from what I can tell, whatever that noise is, it's someone on the second floor, but what do we do? What do we want to do?
We
Do we want to hold up in here?
We should
Okay.
attack while it's still on the stairs. It should be at disadvantage then.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you've got skills with, the whole pushing down the stairs thing. He's got practice. We should do that.
Well, it's a
It's-
skill.
It's a natural advantage to fight at the top of stairs.
Yeah. We've got the high ground. You underestimate my power.
Totally
um,
not going in front.
Let's have you guys roll initiative. Let's do this.
I'm glad that suit of armor didn't move when we stood
And
next
can
to
you
it.
all place your characters where you want them to be as well on the map, and just say where you're putting yourself? So, Silvarix, where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at the spearhead, if you like.
Okay, so sort of top of the stairs. Brilliant. Ulrich.
Just behind.
I'm trying to get to my fucking character. Jesus.
Just behind Silvarax, sort of where I can get into melee range, but not obviously the first guy. I'm conscious of the fact that I'm low on health, so I'll be ready to join in. But definitely
think-
gonna let the big annoying guy take the first hit.
And I think it's clear from looking at you, you're low on health. Like, you've really taken a beating in this scenario. So
You're all singed and
My beard
fucking-
is singed. I mean,
your horsehair plume is just a plume
gone.
now. Okay, so
I think it's
Voron,
still
where
sort
are
of smoking
where are you gonna be?
gently like incense, no matter where I go.
I'm basically where I put my character there, just kind of like at the back, but where I can see the full view of the stairs.
and are you going to be next to him, Saf?
No, I'm
Well,
gonna
there's two
be-
doors there, so that probably means that Saf is going to go through one of them and leave us behind again.
What
I am going to go into this corner, but the reason I go into this corner is so I can actually have a vision down the actual stairs. Because
what
I need to get a view.
weapons is
Oh, yeah.
Steph?
Well, he's just a musician. He's got panpipes.
Right, of course.
Like,
Most
you've
deadly weapon.
literally never seen him with weapons. Like,
Well, no, he has
actually,
a
there
short
is
I
sword.
jokes
had
about
weapons
it.
and
But
I
he
handed
got-
them in stupidly. I have a dagger, I just realised, and my range weapon is gone.
But your
Bollocks.
dagger, isn't your dagger in your boot? Like, literally, to all the player characters, you are literally just a musician. Like, you're not a hero. You are a musician. They're all like protecting you. Like,
You can correct me here if I'm wrong, but did I not try and stab someone in the first encounter?
I'm sure you tried to stab someone, but it was pretty subtly done. Like,
Okay, cool.
I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong. And obviously, like, there's metagaming and there's also your own perceptions of how your
But
character
it's
views
not
characters.
unusual for anyone to carry a dagger anyway. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
even
it's
musicians.
protection for knifing the ugly groupies.
The ugly.
Is that
Okay.
what you call it?
So sorry, can you let me know your initiative so I can
Initiative.
just open up
Yeah.
the pages. So okay, so Voron,
I got 11 for my initiative.
Saf,
8.
Silvarix,
14.
and Ulrich.
11.
Hold on,
Okay.
I got a crossbow. A hand
No.
crossbow. We're fine.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, that's good.
It got handed. No, it got handed out at some point,
Save the day. That's cool.
didn't it? Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
it did.
Let
Yeah,
me
it
see.
did.
Okay, that's good.
Absolutely 100%. It was found in the cupboard in the Den of Wolves.
Character sheets are important, guys. You should read them.
Please do write down what you know. I mean, I'm sure you do, but just
I have it. It's written
general
there.
player tip. Player pro tip. If you find something, write it on your character sheet.
+5, 1d6 +5. Great.
+5, Holy Avenger. Yeah. Anyway, moving up the stairs towards you with a slow, tottering pace is the High Mage Vincent Archeron. He is drenched in blood. He's carrying the head of the Marquis de Beneficia, and he's walking with the slow and ungraceful pace of a zombie. There's none of the intelligence, the wit, and the anger that you've seen in him recently. None of the kind of devastation, the death of his wife. All there is the need to walk. He's like plodding up towards you, like confused, mouth open, doesn't seem to know what's going on at
Can
all.
I sense undead?
Do you want to? So your paladin sense, yeah, go for it. It's got a proper name, though.
I can't remember what it is. And
Is it not called Sense Undead? I thought that's what it's called.
Divine sense, maybe. I'd like to say it's called
divine
that.
sense. Divine sense. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Me-
It's a bonus
Sorry,
action, is it?
I was genuinely asking. I've had to check.
Now I haven't used it yet, and I'm not familiar with this
So-
character sheet.
So literally, you can just use it. So as a paladin, you can sense the presence of like demons, angels, or undead within. I think it's about 60 feet. But if they're through a wall or a closed door, it doesn't work, which we established in one episode. There doesn't seem to be any of the what I've said. So there's no demons, no undead, no angelic characters, and he is stumbling up towards you.
I shout out to him to stop.
What? Where am I? And he's like stumbling towards you. You notice that in one hand he's got the head, in the other hand he has his gun. You know, the one that actually fires.
Is there any
Lovely.
visible wound on his body?
No, all the blood seems to come from either the head, or if he was the person that murdered the Marquis, then from that, which would make sense because he's drenched.
How close is he?
I would just like to point
It's
out
like
at this
halfway
point,
upstairs.
you should have let me kill him. What's the actual initiative order? Who goes first?
So Varix.
Silvarix. So Silvarix, anything you want to do?
Well, he's out of my swing range at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to hold an attack.
Okay. Ulrich and Voron, you're next. Is there anything you want to do before anything happens?
Yeah, hold an attack, I guess.
I don't have any particular attack or anything I want to do, but like, can I just?
Okay. Let's keep
I-
it in the narrative then. So he
Yeah,
on.
can I just talk to him? It's like, where did you get that? What's going on? What are you doing?
And he sort of glances down, like still a bit confused, and sort of holds the head up. And he drops it. And then he sort of looks down to his other hand where he's got the gun. And then he sort of looks up and sees Silvarax, and there's like recognition there. And then top of the round, he's first. And he like sees the gun in his hand.
Whoa. What?
Sorry, Saf, if you want to do anything before he drops the head, definitely jump in.
I'm gonna just ready my crossbow and have a shot aimed for. I don't want to like make it a killing blow. If I can aim for his arm or his shoulder, so he would drop the gun if he was going to.
So unfortunately, the way that you've positioned yourselves, the way the balcony is, for Voron and
He's below
Saf,
the ledge.
you can't really see him. Like you'd have to run all the way forward if you wanted to do
I
that.
will. I'll move to the edge here then. So what we have here is a drop down. I'm on the balcony, and there's a drop down of what 6 to 8 feet. The kind of stairs.
Yeah,
going
yeah, it's the stairs.
underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
So-
go to here then.
So like he kind of like raises his gun and then looks up towards towards Silvarex as if he's gonna fire. And then he sort of looks down again and then just carries on stumbling up towards you.
He didn't shoot me. That's all I care about.
I'm just raising my shield at the moment to like cover myself and
Like-
the people behind me.
He is absolutely within melee range now. He's like stood in front of you.
With the way the mechanics work of divine sense with paladins, could I sense him sensing? I mean,
Yeah, I think so. I
divine
think,
sense
yeah.
in action. I've got the description here. It doesn't
Does
quite
divine sense on paladins using divine sense?
Well, not.
I,
No,
I,
I mean,
I,
I'm
I
just
don't
like-
think that would be unfair. I think you've recognised the sort of flow of divine energy. Yeah, definitely.
because it as an action, so it does. If you use it in combat, it does use your action.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he doesn't sense anything.
No.
Color me confused.
He might be.
If anyone wants to roll an Arcana check now that he's
Yeah,
stepped in,
I was gonna say, can I do Arcana? I know I don't want to use detect magic, but Arcana
Yeah.
will do for now. Just like he might be under some kind of manipulation. I got 8. Never mind.
You-
He's
you're
fine.
not
He looks good,
sure.
guys.
No, like he could be under a spell, but if he is, you've never heard of it or you don't know about it, and he's kind of like just pushing against your shield right now.
Okay.
But really kind of oddly. Jump in if you want to do anything, guys.
Guys, like, look, let him pass. He doesn't seem like he's going to do anything. Maybe we should follow him and see what he does. I mean, this whole show is his. He's clearly
Okay.
affected.
Okay,
I'll step back and sort of hold my shield in between him and
Just a
me.
moment,
But
guys.
but
Sorry.
I hope to Christ he's not summoning something fucking massive.
like reunite the body with the head, and death shall come to all.
Is Joe being attacked? Just but
Sorry, I've got a cat trying to escape.
Yeah, no, his cat tries to escape if he doesn't block the door up.
I'm gonna step back at this point and sort of hold my shield up to sort of protect myself, but allow him a path.
Kind of backing off a bit too. I'm just like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
If he's not
Okay.
obviously showing any danger towards me or any one of my friends, then I have no reason to strike him. So I will also let him pass.
So,
Okay.
character
nice.
justification. I'm just confused. Looks like a zombie, smells like a zombie, acts like a zombie, but doesn't feel like a zombie.
Not at all.
But he's not a
So,
zombie.
at that moment, from sort of under the balcony, walking up the stairs, appears Lady Belladonna, completely drenched in blood. And she sort of looks up at you, full with malevolent intelligence. She sighs, "You couldn't just have killed him, could you? You couldn't have made it easy for me. All it took was for one of you to kill him, and then the city would have been called, and I would be free of him. Easy peasy. And then the next day, I would have woken up. Couldn't have been me, because I was dead. But you couldn't do that, could you? And now I'm going to have to kill all of you." And she throws the ground 3 orbs.
Oh,
And as
fuck off.
they crack against the ground, each one explodes with light. The first one crashes into the top of the stairs and forms a giant scorpion.
Ah, fuck this is.
The next one she throws up over the balcony and it lands to form a huge toad.
Oh Jesus!
A toad?
like-
What
can
the
I-
hell is that?
Can I
Um,
can I try to catch it before it hits the ground?
No, it's just,
No,
it's
way.
your
Why
fault.
not? Why not? I'm like,
Just
holy
no.
shit.
Actually, I kind of like the idea, so go for it. Give me a dexterity check. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
The fucking least dexterous nerd in the team, probably.
Well,
16.
ooh,
Well, that's a pretty good score for a
Let's
Joe's
do it.
like,
Let's,
"Nah,
no.
this misses."
I'm going to do it as a pose, but she gets advantage.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I think that's.
oh,
Yeah, because it's unexpected. It's unfair, I think, definitely.
Okay, so hang on a sec.
I hope he fails.
Okay, so
I'm
the
not-
first, so she rolls.
Fuck off.
No, that's not. She rolls
Oh.
an
An
8 plus
18.
2, which is 10, and an 18. So an 18. Sorry. So it lands and it crashes, and her last one hits the floor in front of her, and it forms a giant goat.
Oh, that's cute, isn't it?
Ah.
No, not
I'm
cute.
gonna call him Billy.
And she steps back out of sight under the balcony.
Look at Dave doing the measurement to her.
How far do I have to run away?
I was
Okay,
gonna say,
so-
I don't think she gets a chance to duck away.
Sorry,
She did-
that's her movement. She does an action, she does a
Oh.
movement. So, sorry guys.
We had prepped. We'd saved our movements though.
I think so. The way that readying
trained
an
that hard
action
on.
works is that you choose, like, so if this
yeah,
happens,
you moved
this
to the
happens.
bottom. You moved
And I
to the
think
bottom
very
of the
much
order.
you'd all got your weapons trained on him. Like I totally understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, I think this is a new situation.
Okay.
Luckily for you, the summoned creatures have rolled a 4, so there's an awful lot to happen before they kill you.
Assuming she's done that, does that mean that if she had cast a spell on Vincent, her concentration was taken off of that spell and he's free now?
So the way concentration spells act, you very much can only have one concentration spell going at once, so that would make sense. But she dropped items on the floor, so it's almost you suspect that these balls are almost like Pokeballs, like they hold the trapped creatures, and when they hit the floor, they explode. So it's not a spell as such, but more like using a magic item.
All right, cool.
So
Can I-
right, so the way that the combat's laid out, for those that can't see the map, right in front of Sulvorax at the crest of the stairs is a giant scorpion, and I think Dave's character Ulrich is right next to him. The giant toad has landed right in front of Saf and Voron, and the goat itself is on the stairs.
How big is this toad?
Pretty fucking big, yeah.
Yeah, looks
Yeah.
looks like it.
That's a technical measure.
Guys, I've made my mind up. I'm
Outie, good luck.
no, I'm probably gonna have... Never mind. No, actually, like,
Oh, he's gonna murder us all.
well,
Well, it's Sulvorax. Sulvorax, you're going first. So how you getting on? What are you doing?
Exactly how big is this toad, for example?
Well, as much as I worry about the toad, right in front of you is a hissing, snapping scorpion the size of a horse. So priorities.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, all right, shall I let you in on what I'm thinking?
Yeah, do.
I could use my acid breath to burn a hole under the toad so that it falls through onto the second floor.
I really like that idea. I think that's totally doable.
That sounds dangerous for
I
me,
think-
but I love the idea. It's amazing.
That's inspiration worthy.
Yeah.
that kind of saves. Oh fuck! I forgot I had inspiration. I should have used that to catch the orb.
I'm calling it now. It's going to be a 4. He rolls.
Wait, remind me what inspiration does, because I have one too.
You get to roll with advantage.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to declare it before you roll.
So
Um,
I'm not looking to hit the thing. I mean, if it hits it, great, and if it does damage, great. But I'm just looking to move it out of direct way at the moment.
I love the idea so much. I'm actually just going to say it works. Like,
Fantastic.
so you basically, unless you want to describe it, go for it. Like,
So does it work enough to let me do damage to it?
no, but it works enough to make it do what you wanted it to do originally and drop it down to the next floor.
All right. So I swing round and I see the toad like winding up an attack with both its huge. What does it have? Fists? It looks like fists. What does that have?
Like it's a toad, so it has like floppy leg. Like it's a toad.
Right.
Like,
Okay. Well, it's
Barbed
about
tongue?
to bite.
Tongue is winding up. Yeah.
It's about to bite Saf,
yes.
and as it reaches back to send in an almighty bite, I bring my arms back, and with my breath, I send out this jet of almost like sulfuric acid, which burns the floor under it and sends it up in smoke and fumes, where it's burning away the wooden ceramic floor and the toad just breaks
Plummets
and
down.
crawls,
Ribbit.
falls
Okay.
through and
Okay,
crashes
so
into the floor below.
you can give me 2d6 damage that it takes from falling from that height.
Fantastic, because that's the same amount as my acid breath. 2d6. Oh well,
Oh my god.
that is
Snake
Lordy,
eyes,
lordy,
ladies and
lordy.
gentlemen. Snake
Got one
eyes.
and he got one.
How
One
appropriate,
blow.
the lizard got snake eyes.
I was gonna say, and also Sir Farex uses sulfuric acid.
Okay,
Ew.
so Voron and Ulrich, you both go at the same time.
How fluffy is that goat?
Pretty fucking fluffy.
If I use Firebolt on it, can I set it on fire?
Don't you want to grease it up first?
Narratively, yes. Within
That's
the
racist
bounds
if
of
the Irish guy
damage.
wants to
no.
grease the goat.
Do I want to grease the goat up? No, I'm going in
Is that a
dry.
thing?
Makes it easy
I
to
will
work with.
say that, like right in front of you, because you've kind of moved your character. Right in front of you, like pretty much touching you, is this immense toad, kind of like grinning at you with animalistic intelligence.
Did he not just fall down
they-
the hole?
The goat. Oh, sorry, you did. Yeah, you did. Shut up.
Get out of here, Toad. Shoot.
Yeah, get be
Sure.
gone, Toad.
Falls again. Yeah, okay. So
Why
then,
did you
like
do
he's just
that?
like staring up at you from the floor below. Like it's not. He's hardly been damaged at all with 2 damage. Like he's
It
not.
is officially
Not,
demonic Kermit the Frog.
Can I like cast minor illusion to like put a stack of hay next to the goat on the stairs?
you totally can. You absolutely can. 100%.
All right, well that's what I'm gonna do.
So can you give me a movement action as well, please?
I was going to play a wizard just like you're playing him. I'm so happy you're doing this. So happy.
I'm gonna go to the edge of the balcony, kind of, just enough that I can see the stairs next to the goat, and I
When
just
he
like.
said going in dry, he went in real dry with hay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ulrich.
We broke Dave.
So it's also helping. I'm just thinking, like, what am I going to name this episode? The drunk one.
The dry one.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, go
So,
on.
Ulrich.
I want to do something
So,
crazy
Ulrich.
now, but having the frog, Kermit the Dimon frog, at the bottom of the stairs kind of fucks up my plan. Oh, screw it.
Literally, so you're kind of at the top of the stairs. Right in front of you is this hissing, snapping scorpion with its sting waving menacingly in front of you.
Is there like an engagement rule? Yeah, there is an engagement rule. Am I considered engaged with this scorpion already?
No, because I think you said that you were going to stand a little bit further back. Okay,
There's
if I remember right.
there's not a charge rule, so and anyway, I wouldn't be far enough away. So
I mean,
I'm,
you can charge forward, but you no longer get bonuses for doing so.
yeah. I'm just gonna smack the fucking scorpion straight in its multifaceted eyes, because dwarf smash.
Make it a strong swing.
24.
24. Oh,
24 is good
That's
enough.
the hit. That's the hit.
Wow, okay.
I'm going to go ahead and add divine smite to that.
Nice.
So that is 7 bludgeoning damage and 8 radiant damage. Oh, I should have saved it for the
15
zombie.
damage.
Very nice. So just what's the total?
15.
15.
15. Very nice. Okay.
Dwarf smash.
Nice. Okay, so next in round we have Saf.
So I'm currently standing at the edge of a gaping, steaming chasm with a toad at the
Yes.
bottom of it.
Yes. Please keep it in your pants. Gaping and steaming may be good things in other contexts.
There's a couple of doors to the south as well that haven't been explored
All
yet.
right, settle down, settle down. I am definitely getting out of line of sight of the toad who potentially has a tongue. If I'm here, can I be seen by the toad below?
No.
No. Okay. So I'm
Definitely
gonna move
not.
to the back left corner of the balcony, away from that hole, and I'm going to fire on the scorpion.
First
Nice.
aiming
And because
hole
it's
he saw in
engaged,
his
you can
life he
have
didn't
a
like.
Sneak attack.
Yeah.
Correct.
100%.
Which
Mm.
once per turn you can get extra 1d6 isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use the crossbow, which is a +5, d20 +5. I rolled 8.
So the bolt just like thuds into the scorpion's armor, but doesn't penetrate.
God, oh shit.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, as a bonus action, my cunning action, I can dash somewhere, can't I?
Yes.
Or hide.
Oh god.
Hmm.
Well, can't do any damage. Might as well go investigate these rooms.
I will definitely go into this room if possible. I can move in and out. I've got 2 movements. A third. I got this, guys.
At this point, I don't even care. Let there be a scorpion in there.
Fa-ching!
Or I
3
can dash back,
dozen
hit those 3 bullets.
darts all spring
Okay,
towards
so
you.
you kind of like flick open the room looking for something useful. Dusty shelves line the walls of this room. A few of the shelves had folded sheets, blanket, old bars of soap on them, and in the far corner is a cobweb-covered broom leaning against the far wall.
I'm gonna clean up. everyone. I'm gonna dash as far as the door and stay there.
Nice. Okay, so the toad kind of like looks up from its floor and sees Voron, and its tongue whips out
Oh shit,
with
I had to
kind
come
of
dead.
See ya.
lightning fast, almost so fast that you can hardly see it. So it gets, let me see,
Oh, a wizard.
quite a lot to hit. So good luck.
I can't do a Kermit voice. Somebody can do a Kermit voice. Please.
19 to hit.
Shit snaps.
Kermit the Frog here.
the frog here, Miss Piggy.
No,
Okay, so can you
Was
make
worse than
you can either choose, you can do a strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics to avoid being stuck to this tongue as it tries to whip you back into its mouth.
I will do dexterity acrobatics. 21!
Very nice.
Thank
Like, the
goodness for
tongue
that.
itself seems to be coated in some sort of like strange poison, and you feel it like sort of like melting through your robe. So you take 3 points of damage, and it like whips back, bringing like half of your robes with it. But somehow you manage to like snake free,
Like naked
and all it gets is a mouthful of robes.
Just a naked elf standing with us.
Bounce.
Is that
So
going to be
ripped
persistent
away.
poison damage?
Pardon?
Is that going to be persistent poison damage?
No. So actually, it does. One
Riveting
d
stuff for
zero
the
poison
show.
damage. You're fine for. Doesn't do poison damage.
So I took 3 damage anyway, did I?
3 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And the scorpion attacks Ulrich. So with its first attack,
With disadvantage, please.
its first attack is very easily blocked by Sulfarix's shield with a clang. Its second claw attack, it does hit,
No, it doesn't.
doing.
18 is the shield.
My
AC.
armor class is 18.
Oh, I'm very sorry. You block its second claw attack, and its sting is like kind of like waving in the air, and it jabs down with like fiendish speed, and it does,
I have resistance to poison.
and it rolls 4. So like it craps into the ground, like actually breaking the concrete, and like sprays this kind of like acidic poison which sort of bubbles out of the hole, and its sting sneaks back, and you realize you've just dodged an almost fatal blow.
Scheiße.
The goat charges
Gott im
towards
Himmel.
the
Scheiße.
the like confused form of Vincent Archeron.
Look, Dad, he's looking at the hay.
Yeah, you should be looking at
Oh,
the hay.
I'm
surely.
really sorry. So the goat crashes through the hay and crashes into the wall.
Into the toe. Oh, all right, I'm good with that.
Can you roll 2d6 damage as it basically headbutts the wall?
Don't get snake eyes.
I'm very sorry. No, can you roll 4d4 plus 3 damage as it crashes into the wall?
4d4 plus 3. What is
That's
this?
the damage the goat does.
9 damage plus 3, 12 damage.
12 damage to the goat as it basically headbutts the wall.
You disturb the illusion. Just disappears then.
Okay, so we are top of the round. We are back to Sulwarax.
I'm going to take a swing at one of its arms, looking to possibly cut off one of the arms.
So we're looking at the scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm going to
obviously you've
target
dropped two to top level.
the arm to my right.
Go for it. So give me your attack roll.
26 to hit
Very nice. So you catch it right on the arm.
with a strike of 12.
Is that just your normal strike, or have you got a divine smite? Or have you used all?
How many divine smites do you get?
2 per.
It's basically you use spells, don't you, to cast
No.
divine smite? Am I getting that wrong?
Yes. But I still think it's 2 per.
I've only
long
cast
rest.
it once, and then I took a rest, so I've got 2 again.
Hang on. So
Starting at
let's-
second level, you hit a creature with a melee attack. You can expend 1 paladin spell slot. It is a paladin spell slot to deal
Yeah,
radiant
that's what I
damage to the
thought.
target. In addition to the weapon's damage, the extra damage is 2d8 for a first level spell slot. So, did you use Lay On of Hands? know
I
you-
did.
Lay on hands is a different, so it's not a spell shot. So at level 2, you basically have 2 first level spells.
Right.
I'm gonna say I'd have to go back through our recordings, but I actually don't think you've cast any spells, Aaron. So I think you could...
I did tonight. I cast 1 divine smite on one of the pieces
So
of arm.
so you've not cast any spells. You've done divine smite once, but nothing else. So you can divine smite again.
And I took a rest after that, so I don't know if that
You need a
replenishes.
long rest before
long
you
rest,
can
yeah.
cast it again. But you can absolutely use divine smite. So what's the damage? It's more. Don't worry about the hit because you've already hit. Do your
Yeah,
damage.
no, that was divine smite.
So
Divine
what's your
Smite,
damage?
yeah, 2d8.
So can you roll 2d8 and add it to the
Right,
12
okay.
damage you've already done?
2d8, that's 7, so yeah, 19 in total.
19, fantastic. Okay, you're pretty sure that this scorpion is bloodied. In fact, it's more than bloodied. Like you've hurt it badly between the two of you. So the next in round is Voron and Ulrich. So let's go for Voron first. So you've kind of like had half your robes ripped away.
I'm just like looking down the hole, like, oh shit. So can I scurry over here to this suit of armor and then throw it down the hole on top of the toad?
I
Yes,
thought you was going to
definitely.
say get in the suit of armor.
Okay, so you like tip it over with a crash.
And then I kind of back away from the hole again.
Falls down onto the toad below. Okay, so let's move on. So Ulrich,
I am going to do a very interesting and exciting fucking smash the motherfucker with my hammer.
I love that.
It's such an interesting class. I smash it with a 23 to hit
very nice.
and do 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, the scorpion crushes the floor, no longer alive, kind of like blood leaking through its form, and then it begins to fade away, leaving nothing there but
As
the
it-
memory of this terrible being.
As it disappears, you just hear me in my, I hate bugs. They creep me out.
I would have loved if it stayed.
It's the creeping and the crawling.
With the creeping and the crawling.
Actually, a scorpion is a type of arachnid. You have ascribed to bug facts for tonight.
Can you say something else like, when all you have is a hammer, everything else becomes a nail?
No, I can't, because Kieran's grabbed the other Scottish dwarven character, but apparently he's gone.
I thought you were German.
I am
Yeah.
German, but I
I'm on
can't do
Dave's-
I can't do
I'm on
the
Aaron's
Scottish.
side here. Okay, Saf. There is a goat angrily headbutting the wall. You know that there is a toad just out of sight beyond the melted floor, and
Yep.
somewhere around is Lady Belladonna Archeron. there's also Vincent Archon, who's still wandering around dazed, waving his gun.
And from what I can see, Vincent Archeron he's more or less engaged or flanking the goat.
He's right next to the goat, yeah.
And we're considering him an ally in this situation because the goat tried to maybe be eyeing him up before the hay.
I think you're going to have to make that decision yourselves, guys.
Good. So sneak attack. I've made that decision.
Sneak attack on.
The goat. I have rolled a 16.
I think it might.
That is a hit. Definitely a hit.
Sweet. So I roll 1d6 plus 5 plus sneak attack is another d6. So 2d6 plus 5.
Eine große curry.
Sorry. So plus 5. Do you get to add your proficiency bonus to damage?
Yeah.
Yes, you do, as far as I know. I'm trained in the
Well,
weapon.
We'll go with this today because I'm not going to.
Well, my bow and my swords I handed in. I had plus 5 to damage on them, so this is the same.
Then I think that's what we're doing. That's fine.
Yeah. I did 15
Ooh,
damage out of
50,
a max of
that's
17.
awesome.
Get
Very
it.
nice. Okay, so you have bloodied the goat as it headbutts the wall.
The goat is really fucking confused
Does
right
does the goat take
It's
more
like,
damage
what
for
the
headbutting the
fuck?
wall again?
Well, it's not. It's now it's the goat's go. So-
I'm just gonna move over behind the paladins as well, if you don't mind, as my move action, and then use my cunning action to hide behind them. I can hide behind a creature that's one size bigger than me, which
okay,
is
so
Sylvaris.
give me a hide roll.
No, it's my cunning action. I can hide.
I know, but hide is a skill, isn't it? So or stealth.
Yes, but hide. This is part of my. This is the whole thing with cunning action.
But when you hide with like sometimes you're hidden really well. And
hide
sometimes you're-
hide is an action. If they're looking for me, they have to be using a perception. So
which
this-
opposes your stealth.
yes. So that doesn't happen until I'm hidden.
Oh, I see. So okay, so we only roll when there's an opposed
Yes.
roll.
I
That's
can't
great.
fail at hiding. That's
Okay,
That's how
so-
hiding works.
The two monsters that are left, the goat is going to charge Vincent Archeron. So like it's obviously sees him as the only target. It charges towards him and hits, knocking him back. And like it's pretty deadly. Like he doesn't look like he's standing after this. So like it crashes into his chest, knocks him back like 5
Stomps with all
feet,
4 hooves.
and like and crashes into the wall with the goat's head still like pushing against him, and sort of blood sprays. He doesn't look good. Like he's still conscious, just. The toad, with an almighty leap, lands on the balcony next to Voron and Sulvarex.
So the armor did nothing to inhibit him.
Not at all.
Well, fuck me.
Its tongue whips out. Let's see, 1 to 3 Voron, 4 to 6 Sulvarex, and hits Sulvarex. Well, it's
Oh,
going to
thank
aim
God.
towards Sulvarex. Okay.
Obviously, nobody
So-
likes the goody two shoes. That makes me happy.
So
No, I just didn't want to get hit.
it does like crash into Sulvarex, but I'm saying with like a 13, like it might like crash into your armor, like the acid of its poison begins to melt away, then it whips back without dragging you into its gaping maw, and it's the next round. So top of the round we have
So what's it done? It's just jumped up and like landed next to me. Is that all?
tried to swallow you by sticking its tongue to you, but like your armor's, it's like the tongue's glanced against your armor and not managed to swallow you whole.
Right. I'm going to shout out to the dwarf. I'm going to be, go after the goat. I've got this.
I love it. Yes.
And Sulvarex, top of the round, it's your go.
So I bring down. I turn. If I can select my character, which I'm not in that mode, so hang on. They got it. So I'm going to bring down my sword against the toad's front of its face with a 23 to hit, doing a total of 8 damage.
Okay, So next in round we have Voron and Ulrich, and I'm going to say Voron, you're going to go first this round because you both got the initiative of 11, so you both go together. So
Alright,
Voron,
so
it's you first.
Fucking frog is in front of me, isn't he?
Yeah.
If
But
I move, will I
he's-
provoke an attack of opportunity?
Pardon?
If I move, do I provoke an attack of opportunity?
You can
You will do,
disengage.
yeah. You can
disengage
disengage
as an
as
action,
an action. Yeah. But
That's
if
only
you,
if you move away. If you say, for example, if you moved, say, closer to me or something, it wouldn't be counted as a. You wouldn't get that advantage strike because all you're doing is moving around him.
I was gonna say his mouth is full, so
well, not right now, not yet. So Voron,
Uh,
if you want to move directly away, you can, but you'd have to use your action for it, so you can't cast a
No,
spell. or
I'm
attack.
just gonna go straight
Is
up.
disengage not a move action, no?
No, it's an actual action.
I'm gonna straight up firebolt him. Just like
Okay, so because you're in melee, so it's because you're right next to him. It actually, you're gonna have to cast at disadvantage.
do spells? I don't think spells cast at disadvantage in melee.
This rule book's getting its use tonight, isn't it?
It is indeed.
But again, I think these things are worth getting right when we start because
'cause
then
we
we'll
set
fuck 'em up
precedent,
later.
don't we?
The fuck? Why aren't you working? PDF. PDF, bitch.
Remember that you have to roll disadvantage on a range attack roll if you're within 5 feet of a hostile creature.
There you go.
There you go. So you're within 5 feet, disadvantage.
okay.
It's your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence.
Yeah, that makes
Can
sense. Okay.
All right. Fuck.
I believe.
Just stab him. Don't you have a knife or something?
Okay, I got 8. So
So yeah, so eight's not going to do it. So you do cast your firebolt, but it flies off and crashes into the wall. Do you want to take your movement? It will
No.
provoke an attack of opportunity.
actually, yeah, I will. I'm gonna move away.
Okay, so the giant toad's tongue whips out. Let's see if it gets you. It rolls a 5. So like you sort of, it crashes into the ground just at your feet and you dodge over it and it misses. So next in round is Ulrich. In
Over-
front, to your right is the giant toad battling Sulvarex, and straight in front of you is the goat, which is kind of like savaging Vincent Archeron.
Overwhelmed by the sort of the injuries that I've sustained and the bloodlust of combat, my cultured accent slips and like, I want me some goat curry, and I charge at the dwarf. Narratively,
At the
goat.
not
goat.
combat-wise. Goat. What did I say? Whoop. And hit it with my hammer for 21 to hit. Do 7.
21 definitely does it.
Do 7 bludgeoning damage.
Nice. Okay, the goat is now bloodied. Saf.
I am going to continue firing on the goat with my crossbow, if you don't mind. Oh, I rolled shit, a 7.
Ouch.
7 is not good enough. Just remember, guys, you do quite a few of you have advantage, so just make sure that you do bear that in mind when you're.
Is there
You can-
flanking? Is there flanking advantage in D&D 5e?
There is. It's an optional rule. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to use it, but right now no one has.
I don't think it
anyway.
applies now, but that might have affected whether I went for the goat or
You-
the frog.
And
Frog.
I think at this moment, Lady Belladonna is going to cast a spell, and she appears.
Ugh, no, that fucking bitch.
Fuck's sake. She appears behind the toad, sort of in front of the mirror, sort of around where the hole is. You know where you've
Mhm.
melted into the floor. And she sort of grins at you. And at that moment, like Vincent Archeron sees her and starts seeing red. Like he's obviously kind of clocked what's happened. And he sort of moves, sort of like crawls away from the goat. I'm gonna get you, you fucking bitch. I'm gonna get you. and it's top of the round. And I actually think this would be a really good place to leave it for tonight.
Sounds perfect.
We're not gonna leave it for. We're gonna carry on this evening, but not this evening, this episode.
Ah, so perhaps an episode tonight for next time when you see this podcast, which
Indeed.
is possibly
I mean, I
sometime in the
can't-
future.
Oh!
I have no idea what you're talking about tonight, but thank you very much for listening and watching. It's been really great to have you on again. If you want to stay in contact, we're always available on Howie World Podcast, sorry, HWR Podcast on Twitter. Check out our Facebook page. We're very active on both of them. If you want to listen to exactly the same episode but highly edited, all the kind of shit stuff taken out with sound effects and music, check out our
Shit
podcast
stuff.
on. There's not much shit stuff.
It
but we
makes
do
your
take out.
commute worthwhile. It makes your commute worthwhile, people.
It really does. We're on SoundCloud, we're on iTunes, we're on Podkicker and all Stitcher, everything else you can think of. We're not yet on Google Play, unfortunately, because we can't in England. But thank you very much for listening. If you have watched us on YouTube, please give us a like. Subscribe to our
subscribe.
show. Comments are always good. Thanks for listening. Anyone want to add
Indeed.
anything, guys?
Look both ways before crossing the street.
Yeah, do that. And don't drink or eat yellow snow. It's a poor idea.
That
And
too.
other
Very
cliche
important.
sayings.
And this is a drunk episode of How We Roll signing off. Goodbye.